Good morning, folks. This is just a little walk through my house. Several people said, show us your house. Well, it's nothing fancy. Lester and Daniel and I, and a couple of friends. Actually, Daniel and Lester and I built the majority of it. I mean, I told y'all that. And had a couple of friends come along. Another one helped me with the roof, and another one helped me with the wiring. I did the wiring. He just kind of pulled it all through. And almost 70 degrees already. It's Sunday morning. And we sit a lot out here. And you see some little girl shoes and LE shoes at the front door. It's a simple house. I'm a simple guy. It's not fancy. I'm not fancy. It's home and I love it. We built it in 1990. And after our other house burnt, had a house fire and lost it. And we built it in 21 days and moved in. This is the office part. Big armoire of G's. And I'm just gonna kind of scan stuff, okay? We just scan some stuff. My little roll top desk. I'll try not to move the camera too fast for you, okay? I find myself doing that a lot. Going real fast and nobody sees what I'm looking at because I'm shaking and everything. Yeah. Little Lex when he was little. And his Pawpaw. Our dining table area. It's the dining area here. There's the wood heater over there. And, vaulted ceiling or whatever you want to call it. It's log walls. We bought it from the logs from Satterwhite. I think it's called Satterwhite Log Homes. That's the upstairs. I'm not gonna go up there. Boys probably got it wrecked. They send the logs out, just a big old stack of logs. I had my blueprint in my head, what I wanted. And now most major decisions are made right here in this chair. And oh yeah, that's my chair. You probably saying, well, who sits there? Well, who do you think? It's Pawpaw and my assistant right here. That's her chair. And we sit next to each other and make decisions. Now Gigi makes the decisions from this chair. And anyway, bedroom in there, and we only have one bedroom on the bottom floor, and then the bathroom's right there. And that's the laundry room and a toy room. So it stays wrecked. Okay. It stays wrecked. We'll walk on through. This is the dining area here, and as you see, kid toys everywhere. Yeah, Ivan has to make his presence in here also. And cats. Lord, cats. Yeah, that's a real one there. That's real. More cats. We bought the logs as just, wasn't a kit. It was just, I knew how big I was going to build the house. And I talked to a guy, I think his name was Larry Bennett, was a salesman for him. And maybe we talked about what I needed and on the size I wanted. What'd she say, buddy? I'll check. If I do, I'll take it down. Kim's cooking today. Well, actually, Gigi is helping her this morning down at Kim's house. And I'll be going down there. Anyway, this is our kitchen area. We have open cabinets. That's what Gigi wanted. Kind of go with a log home theme, I guess you call it. And got a little clock up there from Tanya. On around. Anyway, yeah, toy room. Toys everywhere. We're going out the back door where a lot of other decisions are made. I come out here a lot in the morning with my coffee on good days. Heidi and I come out, we'll sit, and I'll talk to the goats across the fence there, and they'll tell me what their needs are for the day. And I'll got my tomato plants in that little storeroom. That rooster right there on that little corner yonder, right there. And he starts at 3:30 in the morning, 3:30, and our bedroom's right yonder, right yonder. So yeah, we hear a rooster early. Yeah, you. We're talking about you. My pavilion is right out yonder. And it may be wrecked from a little donkey. He can't hear me right now. He's still out there in his pen. And I haven't let him out yet. I fed him, brushed him. I haven't let him out yet. But anyway, I come out here and sometimes have coffee, and if it's not bad weather, and read my emails and check my video and stuff, and comments and stuff. I do some comments in the mornings. Usually they're all in the evenings because I don't wait too long before I get started trying to get things going. Anyway, I just want to give y'all a little glimpse of where I live. And like I said, it's nothing fancy. We built this house in 1990. Took us 21 days, and that was working. I had Lester in the mornings. Daniel had driver's ed. He was in high school, or just started going into high school. And Lester went to school in the afternoons, but I had Daniel in the afternoon, so we put it together. Blueprint was in my head. I knew what I wanted. And we had the slab poured and set up and everything. Had a friend come by and help rough in the plumbing. And I went about purchasing the things I needed. So once we got started, when they delivered the logs, it was just elbows. There's no expression, elbows and whatever. But anyway, we got after it. And we worked from daylight to dark. And I can tell you what, I could lay down on the concrete floor and go sound asleep. I was so tired at the end of the days. And as soon as we got the logs up, then, like I said, I had a friend come over and start helping me do the roof. And well, the boys are here too now. They didn't quit on me. They're still here, but they was passing lumber up, and we was cutting and nailing. And then we got ready to do the wiring. Another friend come by, and he and I run all the wiring and hooked everything up. So anyway, it's home. It's home to me. All right, I'm gonna cut this off, and I may put something with it depending on how long it is. I just want y'all to see my little house. Like I said, it's nothing fancy. You can't imagine me living anything fancy, can you? I love you guys. Y'all take care. You know, and talking about my house, Brenda's mom and dad they were very good at sheetrock. They did the sheetrock in the ceilings of the bedrooms, sheetrock the bathroom, and the ceiling in the kitchen, and sheetrocks the ceilings in the upstairs. The upstairs is one long room. It's 40 foot long from one end to the other. Has a deck on one end. On the north end there's a deck. You can go out. The door goes out on the deck. 16 by 16 deck. And it's nice. It's got a roof over it. You can go out and hang out there. It's really nice up there. There's Bennett has a bed on one end. Ellie has a bed on the other end. And in the middle, there's 2 other beds for Lex and Connor, and if Caden's here, they can also, if all 3 of them are here, then they let out the futon. There's a futon up there, and they lay it out for that, if all of them are here. And sometimes they're all here, and we love it. We love it. The little girls hadn't started coming over and spend the night yet, except for Carly has stayed, and Brinley stayed a few times, but they sleep in our bedroom. But I was gonna say something about Carly the other day. Gigi, her little bed, baby bed, is for her nap, is right at the foot of our bed next to the window. And our dresser there, Gigi has a little jewelry box, just odds and ends in it. And little Carly is so easy about taking her nap. You say, okay, it's time for night. She'll take off in there, and you sit her over in there, and she'll say night, and she'll lay down and go to sleep on her own. But Gigi did that, and it all went well. So Gigi went on out of the room. Little Carly hollered, night. Gigi went back a little bit later to check on her. Opened the door, kind of peeked, and she said, night. But she went to sleep. Gigi didn't go look. She went on back. She says, you need to lay down and go to sleep. Night, Gigi. Night. So went back that third time, and she's still awake. So she goes there to see what she's doing. She had reached over and got the jewelry box off the dresser. Wasn't nothing she could swallow. It was like necklaces, mainly watches and stuff like that. And she had them all over that baby bed, playing with them. Wasn't no earrings, nothing like that she could swallow. And she's never been bad about putting stuff in her mouth anyway. So she had to take all that away from her. Then, too late for night. So it's time to get up. Her mom's coming after her. Anyway, I love you guys. So that's a little bit about our house. And I gotta go help G now. We're fixing to go eat lunch at Kim's. All right, and finishing up this video about my house. This little storeroom plays an important part. When our old house burned, it was totally destroyed. Total loss. And we lost basically everything, all of our clothes, well, naturally your appliances and your furniture and all that, but even our clothes, our pictures, videotapes, VHS was big back then. But we lost all that stuff. So we Daniel went to stay with my mother. Our preacher, our pastor, brought a camper over. Lester was going to college, so he stayed in the camper. Kim was married, so she was with her husband. Tina went and stayed with a friend, a school friend. So it left me and G here at home. So people suggested we do this, do that, go stay here, go stay there. I didn't want to leave. I want to stay here on this hill, on my hill. Sounds kind of silly, baby. And thankfully, and this is where some of you guys can say, oh, Lord, Pawpaw knows how to rough it. Well, Gigi did too. We had a school bus, an old school bus I'd bought for storage. It was actually over here where the little goat yard is now. And it was out there by itself. It had electricity in it. We were taking all the seats out years before in its own blocks. It was weather tight. Had an air conditioner in it, had carpet in it, and had some shelves for storage. Well, we put a bed in there, and that's where G and I and the TV, and that's where we slept at night while we built this house. And then this little building. Cuz come over, and Gigi's dad and us three built this little 12 by 12 building. We did it in like a day's time. It was a steady work. We got it. We put a hot water heater in it. We put a bathtub in it. We put a toilet in it. The septic was right outside the door, so it was easy to hook up. There's a deep sink still in it. Hot water heater still in it. And we put a divider so you wouldn't be, in the bathtub or in the toilet and anybody coming into the sink or whatever. A divider, made it, for modesty. Yeah. We also had a little small refrigerator in there, and we was able to cook, make our meals in there. It's summertime, springtime and summer, so we was able to eat outside most of the time. And we slept over in the bus, Gigi and I. And so this little building was like our kitchen and bathroom and all. Washroom, we had a washer in there also, and dryer. It become everything. And it was packed. It's only a 12 by 12, so it was like wall to wall with stuff. But like I say, we had a divider separating the toilet and the bathroom or bathtub from anybody coming in and out to get something out of the refrigerator or the sink or whatever. It's divided. And it's on a little door and everything going in. It worked out good. It was in it for the 21 days we took to build our house, plus about 2 weeks before school was out. We was in it for the last 2 weeks of school. I wasn't able to work on the house those last 2 weeks of school. The house, well, it was actually in it longer than that, I'm guessing. The house burned on Good Friday of 1990. And Gigi was at work, and me and the boys were here, and thankfully, thank God, I'd come in and got them. They slept in a little bit late. And I was working on a truck, and I needed their help. And I come in and got them, and we went out, and this hit me when we Lester looked back and seen the smoke coming out of the attic. And by the time we could do anything to it, it was just engulfed in flames. So we lost basically everything except what we had on our backs. But and we had no insurance, so take away the insurance. Anyway, we rebuilt. First thing we did was figure out what was going to do. A lot of folks want us to go ahead and get a mobile home. Oh, just get your mobile home. You're back in it. No, I didn't want. I didn't want a mobile home. There's nothing wrong with it. I didn't want a mobile home. I wanted. And I worked with a guy that his son just built a log home, and he's telling me about it. And we thought about it in times past, but we didn't need a home at the time. I went and looked at the one he was building. I loved it. So me and Gigi that's what we was going to do. And had a few people, no, you sure you want to do that? Well, I'm going to tell you what, I never ever regretted it. The logs go up not real fast because you could do a whole layer all the way around before you go up another one, all the way around. And these logs, they have insulated caulk adhesive, 3-in-1, I guess you call it, in between their tongue and groove, in between the layers. Then every 3 foot in every layer, there's a 14-inch spike driven down. And that was Daniel and Lester's job, driving them spikes. You got to drive them with a sledgehammer. It's hard. Every 3 foot on every layer. So it's put together. And I like that. It's well insulated with those logs. It holds heat well. During the winter, it holds cool good in the summer. So I've never regretted it, never. And if I had to do it all over again, that'd be what I'd do again. So anyway, this is the story of my house. And once we did get the foundation down, we were still living in the bus. But once we started the construction on the house itself, from the bottom plates all the way through the roof, drying it in, putting carpet down, putting air conditioners in, and moving the furniture in, 21 days. That may have been a record. It was a record for me. Yeah. But I knew in my head what I wanted. I had the measurements in my head. I knew how much space you had to allow for different things. And it all worked out good. And that's the story of my house. It's a good house. Not fancy. Not fancy. It's not fancy like Pawpaw. It's not fancy like me. Anyway, that's the story of this little building. Now I use this little building just for storage. There's no toilet in here no more. There's no bathtub. There's a deep sink. There's a hot water heater in there. And full of my junk. Jesus says, every time you build something, you fill it full of junk. Yeah, my junk may be somebody's treasure one day. I love you guys. That's our story. Catch you guys later.